Hello and thank you for your interest in studying physics at BRGS. I'm Mr. Wilkinson, I'm Head of Physics, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about the course. So what is physics? Well, really, physics is the study of absolutely everything. On the course you'll study things from the smallest subatomic particle to the size of the universe itself. And what physicists are always looking for is to try and find out the rules that underpin everything. They're often mathematical, but we're trying to explain why things do what they do and how everything behaves. Now, you already have an idea of what physics is from your time studying physics at GCSE. Even if you did science and additional science, you've covered many of the topics. So if you like those, you will like this. What we're doing at A-level is just finding out more of the story. For all of your A-levels at BRGS, you'll have 9 lessons across a fortnight, and for physics we split those between 2 teachers. So you'll have 2 of Mr. Heald, Miss Morris, Mr. Stringer, or me, Mr. Wilkinson. And the good news is that all of the 4 are excellent. They're friendly, they're approachable, and all of them will be doing everything they can to try and get you the best possible grade in physics. Okay, the A-level course is really a mixture of old and new. Some of the topics are ones that you've already studied at GCSE, but studied again in more depth, and others are entirely new. So in Year 12, we'll look at measurements and errors, getting you ready for practical work. We'll look at particle physics, waves. Mechanics is really the force and motion topic you saw at GCSE, but again in more detail and more depth. We'll look at the physics behind materials, and we'll look at circuits again when we study the electricity topic. Then going into Year 13, we'll look at further mechanics, which is circular motion and simple harmonic motion, a particular kind of oscillation. We'll look at 3 types of fields: gravitational, nuclear and magnetic fields, and we'll study nuclear physics and E=mc². Our final topic is really 2. Astrophysics and cosmology is our option for the course, and it's often one of the students' favourite bits. You really study that in detail when it's something that isn't covered in much depth at GCSE. And the subject is assessed by 3 exams at the end of Year 13. Each of those are 2 hours long. And what we do throughout the course is we try and get you ready for those. You'll have little topic tests at the end of every chunk of content that are all designed to replicate those 3 final exams. And then there's also a little separate practical endorsement qualification. It comes on your certificate, and that's about how well you do in 12 required practicals that we have to do. There'll be far more experiments than you do in physics, but those are 12 required ones, and that's either pass or fail. So far, everyone has passed that qualification. But one thing we do need to be really clear about from the very start is that physics is one of the hardest A-levels, and you really do need to work hard to succeed. Our grades are excellent. Often 40% of students will get A's and A stars, and typically everyone passes the course, but they only do that if they really work hard from the very start of the course. Because it's a tricky subject, we ask for a minimum of a grade 6 in physics, or a 6.6 if you've done science and additional science. And you have to remember that the exams are 40% mathematical, so you have to have a grade 5 in maths, and you also have to be confident rearranging equations, using trigonometry. If you're not, then I'm afraid this isn't the course for you. You don't have to take A-level maths though, but what students have said is if they do that, then they find that there's so much overlap between maths and physics that it really helps them get a good grade in both. So where can it take you? Physics is a really highly regarded subject by employers, by universities, and it can take you really anywhere you want it to. One of the things about physics is if you can get a good grade, it just shows that you are intelligent and you're ultimately more employable for having it. But there's no set career path. Former students have gone on to a variety of different university courses and a variety of different careers. Some of the more traditional ones might be doctors, pilots, engineers, architects, bankers, economists, but really you can go down any route you want to, and it opens quite a lot of doors. Okay, if you have more questions, then please come along to our open evening event where you'll be able to ask questions live then, and I hope to hear from you then.